Hello everyone. This entire month we will be sharing tips and techniques to write your descriptives easily and effectively. Now, number one is the don'ts of descriptives. Yes, you heard me right. What are we not supposed to do when attempting a descriptive? Now, number one is don't tell emotions directly. Yes. See, if when we read this sentence, I was scared, the word scared tells us everything, how the character feels. Then, where have you described? Nothing. Definitely a no. Let's move on to the next sentence instead and see how the character, through his actions, showing that he feels fearful. My breath caught as footsteps stopped behind me. Now, breath caught suggests or describes how the character feels. That way, you're not straight away giving away that he's feeling scared. Instead, you are showing that he's feeling scared through his action. So this is definitely the right way to attempt it. Let's move on to the next one. Don't overload with adjectives. Yes, very, very crucial. If you have formed a habit, or if you have been told that descriptive writing is all about filling it up with adjectives and adverbs, then please correct yourself and remind yourself every time when you're writing a descriptive, do not overload with adjectives. Number two, very, very crucial tip. As you can see, the huge, dark, scary, cold, silent room, please avoid. Instead, the room swallowed the light. Stick to one thought, one feeling at a time, and describe it using either any figure of speech or any kind of description instead of stating adjectives or filling it up with adjectives and adverbs, um, and suffocate your descriptor. So, this is the right way to go. Let's move on to the next tip, which is don't or do not list details. Yes, very, very, very important. Um, my senior as well as my junior, all students have this habit of listing the details that they see, all the nouns possible, whatever they remember. And no, descriptive writing is not about that. There were chairs, tables, fans, lights, people. Definitely a no no. Instead, a broken chair lay tilted, abandoned in the corner. Now, when you say you're right, you're just focusing on one object, one noun at a time, showing how it is placed, creating the emotion associated with that object, and making the reader feel how the chair is adding to the description of the place. So, this is the right way to attempt to right way to show description of any object. Number three, don't shift tense suddenly. Yes, very crucial. Um, if you are following, if you're writing the entire descriptive in a past tense, stick to it. Present tense, stick to it, but do not mix tenses. I walk, which is simple present tense, into the room and I saw him staring. Again, you used a past tense, simple past tense. Right way would be I walked into the room and saw him staring. So this simple past tense. Again, this is simple past tense. So stick to the tense. Moving on, don't overuse similes and metaphors. Now, this is something we keep reminding our students all the time that descriptive writing is not just about similes and metaphors, it's beyond that. So, if you see this sentence, my heart was like a drum, like thunder, like a hammer, complete no. My heartbeat thudded in my ears, uh, stick to one thought at a time, describe it, magnify it, and I'm sure you'll get it right. So, this is the right way to go. Move on. The next one is don't use cliches. Yes, um, unfortunately, we've read it so much now, and because all your friends use it around you, because what you hear is what you take and you absorb, and that's what you use in your writing skills. It is a natural process. So but after you finish writing, reread what you've written and see whether you have a tendency of using cliches. If you have, try and move away from that. Now, as you can see in this sentence, it was dark as night and my heart was pounding. Dark as night, my heart was pounding. I think it has become too redundant. We can definitely skip this one. The array narrowed until even the moon disappeared. I am clearly showing the way moon is disappearing bit by bit, and of course the LA is surrounded by darkness. So it's the right way to use. Don't explain the obvious. Yes, you know it. There's no need to describe it. And if you're describing it, there's no point. If you're showing it, there's no point adding a telling word to it. For example, I clenched my fist because I was angry. Now, clenching your fist is clearly stating that you're angry. So it's one of those actions that you show when you want to show anger. So there was no need to use angry here then. Definitely a no-no. My fist tightened, nails biting into my palms. Yes. So just give away. Now let your reader infer. Let your reader be smart enough to infer that the character is angry instead of using the word angry. All right. Now moving on to the next one. Don't forget the senses. Yes. Very soon we'll be coming up with our next video on how to use your senses effectively, and also a brief revision or a brief note on what different senses are and how to use them. I'm sure all of you know what the senses are and the five imageries, but we will revise them, and also we will make sure that and what we're going to do is we're going to teach you how to do it, how to use them effectively. So the next section is don't forget the senses. Yes, I saw the bakery, but there is definitely nothing descriptive about it. Instead, if you see the sentence, warm bread and burnt sugar drifted into the air, exactly get to know, I'm using all my senses, warm bread and burnt sugar, the flavors and what you can sense, what is around you, which is more descriptive than saying I saw the bakery. So I hope these tips and techniques will help you plan your descriptive, or rather attempt your descriptive, which sounds like a descriptive and not a narrative. Thank you.